People who enjoy meetings should not be in charge of anything. Thomas Sowell. We are in the process of a wealth transfer. Please keep your friends and family aware. Like, subscribe, share these videos. Please remember this video should not be taken as financial advice. I do not have a background in finance. I'm not a blockchain expert. I'm not a lawyer.
The thing that's really exciting now is I think we're seeing the first kind of waves of kind of what we call an internet of value, kind of globalized finance through the web. A lot of that's being driven by blockchain, and obviously the company that I'm so excited about, obviously Ripple is just that. It's involved in kind of the global kind of reordering of infrastructure around finance, and at its highest level, we sort of see this as completing globalization, kind of the third leg of the stool, right? So globalization doesn't work unless you have a global infrastructure for data, for goods. We have that obviously with the internet and data. We have that with, kind of globalized shipping. You can ship a shirt clear across the world now for 4 cents. That's awesome. But until now, you didn't have that for money and finance. And we think that is kind of really what blockchain and cryptocurrencies really represent.
Globalization is all nations are dependent on each other. Self-sufficiency and self-government becomes impossible. We rely on the slave labor of other nations for cheap products. The prime objective of the World Economic Forum and the International Monetary Fund is globalization. Ripple's mission aligns with their mission.
And financial institutions around the world. We've shown over the years that we know technology, we know crypto, but we also know enterprise banking grade software as well. And I think the magic there is putting those two things together.
The power of crypto, the libertarian movement of decentralization, is going to be adopted by the banking underworld, and Ripple is handing this technology over in a neat bow.
I also think that folks have learned that the blockchain is a great way to modernize payments. But things are now moving beyond payments. We started this journey in payments, 7 years ago, but now things are moving beyond payments. They're moving into debt and line of credit and lending. And again, we're going to be there when it's ready, and we feel like we can provide a great customer experience for our banking partners and financial institutions. So I think that was another, learning is that, folks are trusting us to look at what's out there in the future and only bring it to them when we've figured out all the security, regulation, and so forth to make it safe for them to use. I think that's a big learning. We're on it. We're ahead of the curve. We'll bring it to you when we can ensure that it's ready for you to use.
Regulations are not here, and we're still early. Ripple has created products that have clarity, and this is the partnerships that we see. The big banks are using messaging services that are based off of blockchain and delivered by Ripple. So what happens when crypto has clarity? Well, the same banks that are using their blockchain messaging services will be able to use their services that involve XRP.
America's financial future is going to be very much tied to this. We're seeing China get way ahead of us in this area, and lots of other areas, Anthony, that we need to make sure that we can dominate and be effective in the way that we innovate, but at the same time guard against financial innovation being used by the Chinese Communist Party. So I think it's really important that the United States not take too long on the education piece, that we get it, we learn it, and then we move forward because this is an area where some of our competing countries around the world in the financial arena are going to struggle.
Ripple has hired lobbyists to persuade the politicians to do the right thing. Washington is singing the same tune as Ripple sings. Larson and Garlinghouse have been quite vocal of a digital Cold War with China. Now our congresswomen and senators are all quoting Ripple's elevator speech.
The Federal Reserve about that specifically, because we do think that the Federal Reserve will want to innovate in this area. And we want to work with them hand in hand on that innovation. I also want Congress to be the driver of that innovation. So we are the actual policymaker and they are the actual implementer.
The lobbied Congress wants to be the policymaker and the Fed's going to be the implementer.
In complexity. And for people that are keeping up on the news and the current events, you know that Ripple is now involved in a really intense fight with one of our key regulators, the SEC, on how you define a currency or a security. We think it's a really important fight. And, in some ways it's frustrating because this was already made clear. The currency that we use was made clear that it was just that, a currency, by Obama's Treasury in 2015, 5 years ago. And this thing has operated for 8 years now.
This timing is impeccable. We are at the beginning of a bull run. The Republican SEC chair sues Ripple at the end of his term, as he's leaving. Now we have a new presidency, a blue president, and a blue SEC chair. A complete rearrangement of regulators, blue versus red. It's a soap opera. The red tried to overrule a blue decision. If the SEC clarifies XRP as a currency during a bull run, that will change the game forever.
Yeah, I've been really actually happy with our customers and their response, and our customers are continuing to move forward. Not only with RippleNet, but the on-demand liquidity product. We've signed up, I believe, 13 new customers since the actual news broke regarding the SEC. So, this is continuing to move. RippleNet is continuing to move forward. We have a lot of momentum behind us. Even before the news, most of our business was outside the United States, especially in Asia and Latin America. And those, again, remain very strong regions for us. But ultimately, it's for the courts to decide. But so far, really, really excited about the momentum and building on the momentum. Close the year strong. We're actually on fire right now in terms of momentum. For RippleNet already, 1 month into, or not even 1 month into the quarter here for 2021. So far, business-wise, very little impact. Excited about charging ahead in 2021.
The network is expanding. 13 new customers, even the on-demand liquidity product. That's the product that utilizes XRP.
We love infrastructure plays. So I think the world really needs that. So there's lots of ways you can contribute, but setting up a new infrastructure that will enable billions of people to participate at very low cost in finance or in healthcare, we love that kind of stuff. And I'd also give, as people ask for advice sometimes in starting businesses, don't forget about enterprise. A lot of times we just focus on the consumer because it's kind of right in front of us, but there's so much going on kind of below the surface in enterprise.
Updated walled gardens built off of blockchain technology hosted on the World Wide Web of Value. A fundamental change to the world of finance, to the world of wealth. All wealth hosted on the web, and Ripple is helping create this vision and is an early builder of the Internet of Value.
Then you have to get back behind the most relevant standards. And that's, some of our work, with the ISO body and adopting that to make sure that, hey, listen, if you use Ripple and our technology, then it'll interoperate with other networks that are out there as well. Now, I think that some networks don't have the means to upgrade their systems. So you can have a brand new, standard, but you can have this old legacy system, and it'll be like driving a Ferrari on a dirt road. You got to have both. And if you have both, you're going to have a really novel payment experience. So using Ripple technology, you have the standard interoperability, but you also have a very modern infrastructure that is going to prepare yourselves beyond payments, but also into other aspects of finance as they become available through new technology. So I think, you really need both. you really can't take this shiny new standard and expect a brand new experience for your customers without thinking about it holistically as well.
An open system where value can flow from one walled garden to the next without friction. Even messages, legal documents, everything will have universal standards. Globalization is what they want, and universal standards is how they will achieve it.
With Secretary Mnuchin about the Bank Secrecy Act and about the digital asset rule. And I was happy that they were willing to extend the comment period for that. And now that the Biden administration is in place, rulemaking has been frozen indefinitely. So that should give us more time to comment and help them understand how to make it more consistent with existing law. How to make sure that we're not talking about knowing your customer's customer and pushing them too far out on the spectrum to make it reasonable. This is a complex rule. I don't even understand it all. That's why I have great advisors around me. And I'm looking forward to working with Treasury and with state and federal financial regulators and with industry to ensure the rules recognize the critical role of innovation, including digital assets, and America's financial future is going to be very much tied to this.
Mnuchin, like Clayton, tried passing a rule on the way out the door to gunk up the works of DeFi. The Blues are pro-globalization. That is what this is all about, and that is why comments have been extended. A system that aids in globalization will be ushered in. One of the common failings among honorable people is a failure to appreciate how thoroughly dishonorable some other people can be, and how dangerous it is to trust them. Thomas Sowell. If you enjoy my work and wish to support my channel, please consider joining my Patreon for exclusive content and exclusive research on other coins. Thank you for liking, watching, and subscribing. Please remember to hit the bell.